We'll do some NFL Cron Pod. You guys know how we do it. Thursday night was Commanders Bears. 12-7 Commanders. I mean, was making baseball look good. And that's kind of what everyone thought. Brian Robinson scores the touchdown. Bama guy who shot himself in the leg. Maybe there's your bro of the night. That's pretty nuts. Or he got shot in the leg. He didn't shoot himself, excuse me.
Yeah,
that was Plex.
I think he got shot.
Got shot. Shout out Plex. But that was another brutal Thursday night game. I mean, Amazon and those discussions, people don't know what to do with that yet. Let's go into Sunday. And, I was obviously getting ready for the Yankees playoff game, and it was a busy playoff weekend. But I did get to catch a lot of this game. The 49ers lose to the Falcons. Talked about it a little bit. West Coast team coming east. Niners are missing a ton of their players. They've got the injury bug bad, especially on defense. And guess what? It showed, and it was the worst time to be playing the Atlanta Falcons because they play physical. It jumped off the screen. I tweeted it out in the middle of playoff baseball stuff, and everyone was like, Jake, are you okay? Why are you watching Falcons-Niners right now? The Falcons, every play, you would see a Niners player go flying. Flying. They are playing a really physical brand of football. They have their young running backs they like a lot, Huntley and Algier. They're not flashy guys, but they are power guys that they wear you out on every run that you almost don't. I think you could see players like not wanting to throw their head in there and get in the mix. Mariota, also a threat himself. He ran for 50 yards. How's this? They played Madden yesterday. Mariota's final stat line, 13 of 14 for 129, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Otherwise, they were hammering them with the rush, 40 carries. And Kyle Pitts, who had been missing, he scores a touchdown. Drake London was the top receiver picked in this draft. They're a tough team. They're a team you don't want to play. They're a very beatable team if you get up on them and you make Mariota have to beat you through the air. But they are no fun to play, and the Niners were exhibit A of that. I was shocked. Every play, it looked almost like the end of an NFL blitz play. Like someone would go flying on the Niners, and you'd be like, geez, that looks like a horrible time.
Their team just every play someone else gets you. It's like, what?
You're just like you almost don't have anyone to game plan for.
Yeah, I guess London and Pitts.
Kinda, but they don't
even
pass.
Then, yeah.
You're like, who? What? Mariota, Algier, and Huntley? Good for the Falcons. They're 3-3, just like the Niners, who need to get a little more healthy. And give the ball to Debo. What are we doing? Patriots are 3-3. Don't want to say we were on this first, but their schedule eased up. The Browns dropped to 2-4. Jacoby Brissett revenge game, not so much. He feels like a quarterback that Belichick could scheme a win against at any point he wants to. Patriots offense goes in the second half, 14 points in the third and the fourth quarter. Bailey Zappi. People are starting to get excited. We'll see. Let's see when Mac Jones is back and healthy. Zappi's just such a cool name.
Yeah. Bailey isn't a bad first name to pair with that.
And it
all works.
With that name, he feels a lot more electric than Mac Jones.
Yeah, even if it's the same.
I like Ramondre Stevenson. I know we talked about Patriots skill people before. I think he's kind of the guy. He has a big game, 2 touchdowns. And the Patriots, man, 3-3, and I've done this schedule the last couple times. Bears, Jets, which becomes different. Colts, Jets again. New England's starting to go, and they might have something at quarterback. We will see. I'd like to watch a little more Bailey Zappi to find out. I mentioned the Jets was a little different than I thought on the Patriots schedule, and that's because they went to Lambeau and they won 27-10. Kind of a spanking. Jordan Love ends up coming out at the end of this game for Rodgers. Breece Hall, 20 carries, 116. He is a stud. These Jets are electric. Ahmad Sauce Gardner's got the cheese on his head. This team's season was like a thread away from being a disaster. Like they could have been 0-3. That Browns game, they had no business winning. Basically, no team in the NFL had a business winning it in the past like 25 years. They won that game. Now they beat Steelers, Dolphins, at Green Bay, and the Packers. They face my Broncos next week. We'll see. We'll see how they look. They are 4-2. The New York Jets are 4-2. The New York Jets are 4-2. Shout out to Saleh. Shout out to that defense. A ton of kids on that team, and they're having fun, man, in Green Bay. Packers look like a disaster. And the honest go-away on it is nobody knows what to do. Because it feels like we've seen Green Bay teams that you're like, oh, man, this could be it. And then you flash forward 5 weeks, and they go 4-1, and their running game starts to go, and their defense starts to get better, and Rodgers plays better. Who knows? I mean, let's be honest. Society's kind of wants the Rodgers fall off at this point, just with everything with him. I'm not going to believe in it yet. Good for the Jets. Jaguars, Colts, ew. Matt Ryan throws 58 times, ew. 389 yards, 3 touchdowns. They win. Michael Pittman has a big day. Ryan to Pierce late. I mentioned Pierce last time. He's good, man. He's weird. His arms, it looks like he has an extra, looks like he has 2 elbows. And they win against the Jaguars, who I think are the 2 best teams in that division, which is more so about the division. Oh, no, the Titans, excuse me. This was the Jaguars on the road hoping to get it going. Trevor Lawrence, 2 rushing touchdowns. Big for fantasy. Colts, be better. Trade for people. Their running backs were both hurt, so that's why Matt Ryan threw it 58 times. So maybe if that part of their game can work more and they could get people healthy, but I don't know. That does nothing for me. Speaking of, the Vikings go to 5-1 on the road against the Dolphins. The Dolphins were playing with their 2 backup quarterbacks. Skylar Thompson comes out. He gets benched for Teddy Bridgewater, who cleared concussion protocol, but they didn't give him the start. And then they subbed him in. He has a very Teddy Bridgewater stat line. Kirk Cousins. Dalvin Cook ends up 77 and a touchdown on the ground. I didn't think his day was that good. Justin Jefferson with 100 receiving. Hey, I think there's something to being... you played backup quarterbacks, and I'm not going to walk on the Dolphins, who I said they were going to come back to earth, because they haven't been with Tua, and people think Tua's good, and that's the whole discussion there. So without Tua, they dropped down to 3-3. The Vikings, there's something to being a capable football team that can run enough and pass enough. Again, I don't think 5-1 is resembling who they are, but that's also been a Giants rallying cry in the office. So you are 5-1. You have the wins. Good for you. This was on the road against a talented Dolphins team, missing their quarterback. But, and man, they host the Cardinals Vikes, and then they go to the Commanders. So, Vikings, you are 5-1. I won't hold anything against you. I think you are a capable, solid football team. I wouldn't say a 5-1 football team, but again, like I said with the Giants, you got the wins. Good for you. Rookie head coach, there's some similarities there, huh? People just like Dalvin Cook and Kirk more than Daniel Jones. Justin Jefferson's really good. Good.
They have real talent there.
Yeah.
They're the one with the tall coach, right?
Yes. Giants are working on it. He is tall. Good-looking guy, whatever. Bengals, Saints. Going to be honest with you, the highlight of this game was Joe Burrow showed up in an LSU jersey, his first time playing in the Superdome since they won the Natty. That was pretty badass. And they win the game. Bengals are 3-3. You know, this was a close game, 30-26. Jamar Chase has a big day, 2 touchdowns. Another LSU guy playing in New Orleans. I think the Bengals are getting back on track. I've told you guys that a few times now. You know, their losses and early season struggles, I think they made sense. Saints, there's just a lack of, the QB play. I think everything else has kind of been there. Hopefully they can get famous Jameis back. Andy Dalton, 32 passes. We haven't talked about Andy Dalton a lot. I was thinking about that the other day because, I mean, Andy Dalton, he was a team's guy for many years. He was the starting quarterback in Cincinnati from 2011 to 2019. You know, that's pretty nuts. That's eight years as the dude in Cincinnati. And he became a joke in his own way a little bit because he's Andy Dalton. He's Kirk Cousins kind of now, but now he's older.
He was like the worst acceptable quarterback to have.
The okay quarterback. And now he's been a backup the last 3 years. And I just thought that was kind of funny that he's like, I think some starting quarterbacks are up for that task. And some are like, screw that. Good for Andy Dalton. He's playing. But yeah, I mean, he's not the guy.
Andy Dalton might be the guy for New Orleans in the immediate future.
Right. Andy Dalton, I mean, he was getting Kirk Cousins jokes 5 years ago, and now he's passing in today's NFL. Good for the Bengals. They're going to become a part of this season again, and happy for them. And especially because the New York Football Giants beat the Baltimore Ravens 24-20. The Giants back-to-back weeks with double-digit point comebacks. The Ravens, now this is the third game they've blown a huge lead. They were killing the Dolphins. They were killing the Bills. They were killing the Giants. I wasn't holding that against them. I thought they were just getting NFL wooga. You have to hold it against them now.
3 times.
3 times. Belief is a real thing in sports and life. And if you're a team playing the Ravens, you believe in yourselves. And the Giants.
The Ravens are like a team built to hold a lead there.
Right? You're supposed to run it and ice it and Lamar, and you hit Mark Andrews on the one play action, and you can end a game. They haven't been doing that. I think it's their defense is the problem, but you know, people are starting to call for Harbaugh's head and stuff.
Don't have Wink Martindale anymore.
No Wink, who is on the Giants, and they get the big interception at the end. And their offense, 14 points in the fourth. The boys are winning. It's electric. The Talking Giants guys are having the time of their life. Daniel Jones, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Okay. 22 rushing attempts for Saquon, 83 yards, 1 touchdown. Okay. I mean, they're receiving options.
Like Wan'Dale Robinson, the second-round pick this year. What a breath of fresh air to see that guy running around this week. He's missed almost every game. I think he got a few snaps in week 1, but
yeah,
what a breath of fresh air. When I just looked at the box score and saw 3 catches, 37 yards, 1 was the touchdown.
Yeah.
It felt so much more impactful than that. Just feels so good.
Daniel Bellinger leads the team in receptions. Marcus Johnson, 3rd in receiving yards. Slayton, Richie James, Breida, Saquon, and David Sills.
Bellinger, 4th round tight end this year. Don't believe the MO on him was that he was going to be a receiving tight end.
I don't think he was the next Shockey.
I think he was supposed to be a blocking special.
The tight end is always open. The Giants feel incredible. Daboll season is full tilt. Go listen to Talking Giants. They are having a blast. Maybe the biggest surprise from the weekend, the Steelers beat the Bucs, and Brady is under the gun now. He's yelling at his old lineman. He went to Bobby Kraft's wedding on Friday. The Bucs are 3-3. And Brady stuff, people are talking about that. They have the Panthers next week, then the Ravens, Rams, Seahawks, Browns. I think they're going to figure it out. I mean, over the next 5 weeks. Saints after that. So in the next 6 weeks, I think they're probably going to rack up at least 4 wins. They'll be back, but it's a bad look. And, you know, we heard about this team coming into the season. The O-line wasn't going to be that good. And that could be a weakness with old man Brady back there. You know, Bruce Arians is around, but not the head coach anymore. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, like a double, you know, I think they were a 10-point underdog. They get a win in Pittsburgh. I think it was the first win since they've drafted TJ Watt. If he's been hurt or not playing, it was the team's first win without him. Really fun, weird way to look at the stat. Steelers, I mean, this is why Tomlin has a job. The fact they won this game is pretty ridiculous, but he can coach a team up for a day and get them hype. And that's what they did. They kind of got outcoached and outplayed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, who Kenny Pickett gets hurt and comes out. Trubisky's back in the game. Chase Claypool with a big day. I like him a lot. Wish he had a better guy slinging it to him, but maybe someday. Seahawks beat the Cardinals. I told you this might be the death of the Cardinals. I bet on the Seahawks. It was Cardinals were favored -2.5, and we have the Madden image of the Cardinals in our head, and they're not those guys. They do get DeAndre Hopkins back next week, I believe, and their numbers with Hopkins are special, so watch out for that. And then Bills-Chiefs, game of the weekend. Bills 24, Chiefs 20. Hit the under on that. The offense is never started fully going. I guess in the third quarter, it looked like it was going to become a track meet. Good for the Bills. They win at the Chiefs, 5-1. Chiefs are 4-2. This was a good game, a one-possession game. It's the NFL. It could have gone either way. Eagles rolling the Cowboys late. 6-0 Eagles. They're undefeated. My Broncos play tonight. I think we're out of time. That's the show. I love you. Football.